Every year, the Association of Independent Corrugated Converters, in conjunction with Paperboard Packaging Magazine, elects individuals who have shown that unique mix of character, leadership, and service to others. Traits which earn the respect and admiration of us all. For 2010, we are proud to induct A. Lee Shilito as the newest member of our Hall of Fame. Lee began his career in the corrugated industry fresh from college at the age of 22 as a sales rep for Boise Cascade. In only 11 years, he rose to general manager of Boise's Ardmore, Alabama division. Ready to go it on his own just 3 years later, with the help of longtime friend Harold Craddock and North Carolina independent Lou Wetmore, Lee moved to Bristol in the Tri-Cities area of Northeast Tennessee to start Triad of Tennessee, a new independent corrugated sheet plant. Centered between Knoxville to the south and Roanoke to the north, Triad Packaging began with 20,000 square feet and only a few pieces of equipment. Soon, Lou Wetmore sold his interest to the partners, and Roger Powers, now the general manager of Triad Gastonia, North Carolina, made the move from Ardmore to join Lee at this upstart company.
Triad, they don't just view themselves as a supplier. They view themselves as a partner in our business, and they know it's important for us to when we ship product, that the first thing that they're going to see are the boxes with our name and our logo on the side of them.
We have a very large distributor, a very good customer of ours. They had told us that it was very unusual for any of their suppliers to be able to pick up on a request that they made and achieve that goal so well, so quickly. I called Lee and he immediately said to me, "Don't worry, David, I've got it under control. We do things like this all the time."
It means that we're trying to constantly bring them a value that they need. You know, it could be through design, it could be through graphics, it could be through competitiveness. Whatever their need is, if they share that with us, he is trying to deliver that.
What's the latest and greatest way to sell their product? How do we help them to be successful in a retail market?
Knowing Lee and knowing how Triad approaches the business relationship has been beneficial, because it's so much more than just that name that's on a purchase order that comes in. It's more than just the name of the company that you're supplying. And I've been able to take that and go to our customers, and I want to know them more on a personal basis.
We feel like we give superior service because we are an independent.
Lee's incredible staff and Lee's management style help shape the success of Triad Packaging.
He just truly believes in people, and people is the key resource and asset of everything.
He's very fully engaged in our business, but at the same time, for our management team, he wants us to grow. He wants us to improve, try new things, be willing to experiment and grow and try different opportunities.
A lot of people would think a CEO and president is not approachable.
I don't know of any days that he wouldn't walk out on the plant floor at least twice a day and go around and talk to people. He likes to hear their feedback, their opinions, how they think things are going. He truly values their opinion and them as employees.
Lee will take 15-20 minutes out of his day and will go around the entire facility and stop and talk to people, and people will talk to him.
He truly cares for the people that work here and the people that work for him. That's probably the greatest lesson I've learned from him, is to treat your people right, because they are your biggest asset.
It's just amazing what he can accomplish and get others to accomplish as well.
Just when the chips are down and times are getting tough and you need a little pat on the back, his comment is, "Charles, I really appreciate your efforts."
Based on the principles of unequaled customer service and support and the building of lasting partnerships, Triad grew and in 1990 moved to its current 100,000 square foot facility. In early 2003, an acquisition in North Carolina became Triad Packaging of Gastonia. However, Lee has always been about more than business. Starting in college, he was active in the JCs. He was the first president of the Tri-Cities Food Bank in 1985.
Lee is all about not only his own business, but the community at large.
Lee has very generously contributed a lot of his time over many years, not just as the chairman of the board of our local Chamber of Commerce, but also the chairman of the board of our local hospital.
He's involved with economic development.
And in Eastern Tennessee Manufacturers Associations.
Lee was a member of our Salvation Army Advisory Board. He eventually became the chairman of our advisory board.
I think at some point in time Lee has been involved in probably every organization in the community.
He's always been very involved both in the social as well as the economic help here in our area. He's promoted Sullivan County, Tennessee, as well as Southwest Virginia very well.
Lee's employees run one of the best United Way campaigns during our annual campaign. In the past at United Way, he has chaired the campaign several years ago and was very successful in helping them raise their goal to continue to support the agencies in the community.
I've known Lee since 1984 when he moved to Bristol and set up his company here. We worked together originally in the United Way campaign, and we've worked in the hospital organizations, economic development, Chamber of Commerce, Rotary, and Lee has been an outstanding community leader in every aspect of his dealings in Bristol, and is a person that I'm glad to call a friend.
Few have done as much for their neighbors and their communities as Lee Shilito.
Lee has been a source of encouragement because during the past few years we've seen a change in the economic situation, and Lee has been very good in making sure that we are right where we need to be and encouraging us and saying you can do it.
One of the reasons that Bristol is such a good place to live has to do with Lee Shilito.
Joining AICC in 1984, Lee first served on our board as Region 5 Director for 2 years, representing the Southeast United States. From there, he moved to Director at Large, Vice Chairman, First Vice Chairman, and Chairman of our association in the 2004-2005 term. Under his leadership, we rewrote our long-range plan covering the next 5 years. And out of that came further promotion of the independent, additional web-based training, and other developments. Of Lee's 7 AICC committee chairs, perhaps none has had as much impact as that of chairman of our Government Affairs Committee, where he has helped lead each of our visits to Capitol Hill.
Lee was the inaugural chairman of our AICC Government Relations Committee, which was a very important role because in that we began our involvement with the Washington Fly-Ins. And we brought members to Capitol Hill to really press the manufacturing message. That we have to make things in America in order to create wealth in America. Everyone who serves in the chairman position at AICC brings their own unique viewpoint, their own gifts to the organization. And Lee's goal when he came in was to visit every region in North America.
Not just giving of his time, Lee Shilito has been AICC's most active and engaged chairman, funding his own travels during his term to each of AICC's 14 regions and attending on our behalf the 2005 ICCA Management Conference in San Jose, Costa Rica. Character, leadership, and service to others.
Lee was always a perfect gentleman in any group situations, individually. In any meeting, he always recognizes people for their contributions around the table. In social situations, making sure that everyone knows each other and they're comfortable. There's just true signs of leadership and concern about the other person before himself.
Lee is a professional.
He never takes on a challenge and does it less than 110%.
Takes it to the edge all the time.
Lee hits the ground running.
He's just supercharged with energy.
He's willing to do what he needs to do to make things better for someone else.
He's very ethical. He's an extremely ethical businessman, and I think it's hard to find these days. And I think when your leader is that way, it sets the tone for everyone that comes under them.
Lee just has such a big heart.
He's passionate about his involvement in others' business and lives.
Passionate, yet compassionate.
When he says that he is going to do something, he is going to do it. You can take it to the bank.
The characteristics which define A. Lee Shilito, the newest member of the AICC Paperboard Packaging Hall of Fame.